And I did start the recording just so everyone's aware.
Okay, good. Well, then I'll call this meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. It's a beautiful day. I just feel like it's spring. Who's talking?
As a whole.
Steve Beckley, there's some background noise in your. There you go. Thank you.
All righty. So now we're in order, in fashion. All righty, so so far, let's see, what about the approval of the minutes? Has everybody had a chance to look at these and make any additions or corrections, if necessary? Any such movements? Hearing no one, I will call the question, see if everybody approves of this. Who would like to make a motion to approve these minutes? Guess you're not supposed to really approve the minutes. What? Go ahead, Ray, you're a guest.
Okay, I wasn't thinking about that.
Ray, guest.
Minutes.
Okay. And second, I guess. I'll second it. There we go.
I'll second. Wayne.
Okay, good. Wayne's here too. Oh, there he is, over there. Okay. All in favor, yes, right?
Yes.
All right. Any audience comments? Did we hear anything from anybody this week, or month, rather? Karen?
We did not receive any public comment for this meeting. The agenda was posted to our website, and we did request that public comment be sent to me via email, so we did not receive any public comment.
Okay. Oh, we're done with that one then. Moving right along. And the PACD monthly report. Any comments on that?
I did not see anything.
I didn't see anything either, except, you know, basic training for the Clean Water Academy and whatever that.
Yeah, we did just receive a notification that they're accepting grant applications for their annual non-point source pollution prevention educational mini grant. So I do have a project in mind for that. So we'll look into submitting an application.
Excellent.
And then Michelle and I can save this for later in the meeting. There is an item under motion request for this, but Michelle and I did attend the Southeast Region PACD meeting last week.
Good.
So we can provide an update later on in the agenda.
Okay, good. Alrighty, any other comments about the PACD monthly report? Hearing none, we will just move along. Thanks for that input, early input. Okay. Okay, next I have a motion request to file all bank statements for audit, and there are a lot of them. The affiliate money market. We'll do them all together if you don't mind, unless there's any reason to separate them. Oh no, that takes up the whole agenda, doesn't it? One swoop, fell swoop. Well, is there anything special that has to be kept out by itself?
I don't think so. The ACAP program, we did not receive a bank statement for that one this month because there weren't any transactions.
Okay. And the low volume road is addressed later in the.
Correct, yep.
Okay. So I will entertain a motion for all of these, I guess. Another province gets money.
So I'm sorry, for filing the bank statements, those could all be one motion, and then the other four would need separate motions.
Yeah, all right. All right, so that's 1 through 4. Petty cash, clean water, money market fund, no bank statements. Just the top ones?
Correct. Yes, the affiliate fund money market, the affiliate fund checking, clean water fund, petty cash, low volume road, and ACAP. Those can all be filed after a motion is made.
Okay. So who would like to make the motion?
I'll make that motion to file the 1 to 4.
Thanks, Ray.
Second.
A second for Steve Beckley. Okay, any discussion? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next page. A motion request, a motion request for the low volume road program. There were no checks, and there were no checks for the ACAP either, right?
Make that
That's
motion.
correct. Okay, the next motion request to issue reimbursement payment for Nether Providence Township in the amount of $53,864.09 for low volume road project at Forest Street. Motion? Anybody? Okay, I'll make the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. That was Steve, right? All right. So what did they do on Forest Street, Karen? Do you know?
Yeah, so they they were having some drainage issues on one side of the road where water was standing, and the township installed infiltration practices along this side of the road there. So they did repave the road. That part of the project was not funded by the low volume road grant, but they laid gravel on top of perforated piping. So this perforated piping is connected to storm drains at the intersection of Forest Street. I can't remember the other road name there, but it connects into their storm sewer system, and the infiltration through the gravel and through the fabric and perforated piping allows for infiltration and filtering of stormwater. So on the other side of the road, they put in a bioswale and a rain garden. And that was actually the portion of the project that the township staff had to do manually because there were underground utilities and they couldn't use equipment. So that was actually the motion that we made during the last board meeting to reimburse them for their staff time for labor for that project. So I'm really excited to close this project out. They did a good job. They dealt with a lot of challenges throughout the project. So I'm excited that they were able to complete it.
Excellent. I don't know anything about these things, but if you have the perforated pipe and then you put gravel on top of it, how much water gets through the gravel?
Excuse me, the gravel is large enough to allow just about all of the stormwater through. There is a curb, there's houses right on that side of the street. So the problem they were having was water getting up too close to these houses. So by putting the gravel in on that side of the road, it allows it to infiltrate down into the ground instead of standing and oftentimes overflowing onto those people's properties.
Excellent. Well, this is a good project. I'm glad we went along with this. This is excellent. Gina, do you have a question? No, there's a little thing that popped up with Gina.
Yeah, it looks like she does have a question. Go ahead.
I don't know how to make her talk. She's talking, but I don't know how to hear it.
Gina, are you able to type it into the chat?
She's making a not happy face. Can anybody else hear her?
I think, yeah, I think we have to second it. Is that what you're second the motion?
Okay, is that it?
I'm not sure.
Can Gina hear us? Okay. So, who made the motion? Did I? Let's start over again. Ray, you want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, who's going to second it?
I'll second it.
All righty, Steve. Al? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See, we cleared it up, Regina. That was her question. Very good, Michelle. You can read sign language.
As far as education. And it's not.
Steve Beckley, we can hear your back. There you go. Thank you.
Alrighty, all in favor, yes.
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 Right. Next, approval of payment in the amount of $5,280 to KDI for annual DocuWare licensing. Who would like to make this motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, this is another Steve motion again. And
Oh,
second.
that was Vince. Vince Pannoni.
Vince, oh, I'm sorry, Vince. It's hard to recognize people's voices without a face, you know, it's just kind of weird to me. Thank you, Vince. And seconding will be?
Right.
Second.
Ray, okay.
Oh,
Any other further questions on this? Looks like it's pretty straightforward. Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Aye, okay.
Aye.
Okay, next up is the motion request approval to pay PACD dues in the amount of $2,840. So whatever that hitch was last time, we got over that, right? Okay, who would like to make this motion request? Come
I'll
on,
make
Beth.
the motion.
I can make that motion.
Okay, who was that? You have to identify yourself when you make a motion because I can't hear you.
That's Vince.
Wayne will
again.
make the motion.
Or Wayne. Wayne will
Wayne
make it.
made
I'll
the
second it.
motion, and Vince seconded, alrighty, because this is important for Gina. Alrighty. Next up. So we're paying the dues. No further questions were asked, right? Okay. Motion to approve memorandum. This is exciting. Memorandum of understanding between Delaware County Council and the Delaware County Conservation District Board of Directors. This has been hanging fire for a long time. So Elaine, would you like to say something about this?
Well, it's an epic victory. It's been, I think, 8 years in the making, maybe more. And Ed was determined to get it passed before he left. But it passed unanimously without too much discussion. So we now have a framework on paper of the relationship and how it works. So it's a good thing.
Right. We should refer to it as the Ed McGargy memorandum.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. So would you, someone like to make the motion other than Elaine, I guess, on the memorandum of understanding?
I'll make the motion on the Ed McGargy memorandum.
Thanks, Ray.
I'll second that.
Okay, who said
Steve.
I'll second that? Steve. Okay.
Beckley.
All righty. Any questions or comments? All right, all in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We got through that. All righty. Old business. The status of 3 proposed personnel actions. Now, I think that Karen should handle this, right?
Yes. So these personnel items went to the Personnel Hearing Board on March 19th. And it was presented by HR, the Director of HR, Christine Keck, and supported by James Hayes, the Budget Director. County Council determined that they needed a little more information from the Budget Department in order to move forward with these personnel actions. So the most recent update that I heard, I tuned into today's preliminary County Council meeting. It sounds like County Council is in support of passing these items. So these will be on the consent agenda during tomorrow's official council meeting in the evening. Elaine, is there anything that you wanted to add to that?
No, I mean, we did agree to put it on consent for tomorrow, so that just means everybody agrees and we don't need to discuss it again. We've passed everything at once, so it basically passed today.
Right.
But I do also want to point out that also on tomorrow's agenda for our council meeting is the official appointment of our new director.
Yay.
So, it's very, very exciting.
That's great.
Excellent. Thanks,
Is, um,
Elaine.
Is,
So, do you want to, Ray, do you have a question?
no, is that final? Is it in our documents that were sent?
Is what in the document?
What the three,
For the three positions.
So those are those items that were discussed, I think, 2 board meetings ago in February. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay. So this was for bringing Ed back part-time, as, I'm sorry, I heard my door. So the personnel items are bringing Ed back part-time for, technical reviews and also to help with the leadership transition. So that's part-time temporary. And then promoting Michelle to a permitting program manager position, and then proposing to hire an additional conservation technician.
No, thanks. I mean, I got the stuff before. Everything pretty much stayed in the way it was recommended. And
Correct. Yep.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, that's super. Okay.
these are all good moving forward things, and Michelle gets to step up.
Okay.
So congratulations on your raise in stature, Michelle. Okay, so. Do I need, we already addressed this before. We don't need a motion about this, do we? No.
Correct. No, that was just an update.
And the watershed specialist and intern vacancies. This is good, good news, I hope.
Yes. Yeah. So during the last board meeting, I believe that we had selected a summer intern. So our summer intern, she'll be coming, I believe she's from Louisiana. She's from Delaware County, but attending school in Louisiana. She's very interested in public health, specifically environmental conservation, that role in public health. So interacting with the public on, environmental conservation issues. So Michelle and I both interviewed her together, and we felt that she would be a really great addition to our team this summer. So we're excited to have her. It'll be an 11-week internship. She will start, I believe, at the end of May with us, and she'll stay through mid-August. And the watershed specialist, so as of a couple days ago, we did select a watershed specialist. So we did conduct a couple interviews, and we selected Chris Cook, who is from the Bucks County Conservation District. So he is very involved with the permitting program there. So he's familiar with that, but he also has a lot of background in the watershed work. So he has shadowed the watershed specialist there. He's done some grant work with them. And he's from Delaware County. So he is a Delaware County resident. And I think he's very excited to work for his home conservation district. And I've worked with him in a couple of different capacities before, so we're really excited to have him on board. And he will be starting April 22nd, so he'll be joining us for our next board meeting.
Excellent. So we will get to meet him next month.
Yes.
Excellent. Very good. So it looks like we're fleshing out our group, huh?
Right. Yeah.
And there we go. Well, thanks for that update. That's a good one. Okay. Under new business, discussion of the spring 2024 mini grant applications. Okay. Who wants to take this one?
I'll take it. So we did receive 4 mini grant applications for our spring mini grant program. So I'll just give a brief summary of each of them, and then the board can decide which ones to fund based on these summaries. So the Transition Town Greater Media submitted a grant application requesting $493.15 for their Green Wagon project. Their green wagons serve as distribution centers for native plants, seedlings, and educational materials. And these materials are free of charge, and they actually upcycle old wagons to be able to put these displays together and set them up throughout the town. So They have 5 existing wagons throughout Media Borough, and they are proposing to purchase 2 new ones, and the funds would go towards purchasing supplies for those. So these green wagons, they'll also allow the group to distribute educational materials, update those educational materials. So that's printed brochures, mostly flyers, informational pamphlets. And this is maintained and managed by a volunteer team. So the wagons are located in Media Borough, Middletown Township, I believe, and Upper Providence Township. So the project itself is ongoing, but this particular phase will take place between May and October of 2024.
Excellent.
So
I
we
just
also,
noticed-
go ahead. I was going to go on to the next one, but do you have a question,
Okay, I
Cheryl?
just noticed that Gina has her hand up.
Oh, okay. Gina? Oh,
No.
thanks.
Oh, she's still got the little thing on it.
Okay. So we received another application from Northview Middle School. I was actually out at that school to look at an old native flower garden that they had that had been neglected for a long time. So there is a guidance counselor there who runs the middle school's environmental club, and he's collaborating with the Delaware County Master Gardeners to plan and implement a native plant butterfly garden. So this will be educational for the students. And will also provide wildlife habitat for our local pollinators. So those students, they would be doing, much of the prep work as far as removing the existing vegetation, removing a weed barrier, doing soil testing, and incorporating soil amendments as needed, and then planting those native trees and flowering plants.
Excellent. Now, it's North what middle school?
Northley, so that's Northley.
North Lee. Okay. Okay. I thought it was just a whole word. It was only a syllable. Excellent. Okay, next up, number 3.
Next up is Newtown Township's Shade Tree Commission and Environmental Advisory Council. They are proposing to purchase tree identification tags for a recent project that they just implemented in Gable Park. So they recently planted more than 140 native trees and shrubs, more than 20 different species throughout Gable Park, which is at the intersection of Bishop Hollow Road and Ellis Avenue. The purpose of that project, the planting project, was to help control stormwater and to serve as a mini arboretum. So park visitors, when they visit Gable Park, are encouraged by looking at the tags and being educated through their programming. The township hopes to achieve its goals of planting 1,000 trees throughout the township by setting an example, essentially. So the Shade Tree Commission and the EAC members are proposing also to hold an inaugural public event to showcase the newly planted trees and the tree identification tags. And the last one is the North American Land Trust at Britton Run Preserve. They are already proposing to install 2 bat boxes in the meadows throughout the preserve in the spring. The purpose of their mini grant application is to seek funding for the purchase of interpretive signage for educating the public throughout their walking trails about the benefits of bats. So the boxes and the associated signage will serve as stationary sites at Britton Run that the staff will interpret and use to educate the community on all things bats. So the project will support the Land Trust environmental education efforts to promote best management practices through passive education. So those are our 4 mini grant projects. 3 of them are requesting $500, and then the Transition Town Greater Media is requesting $493.15.
They're really specific.
They had a very specific budget.
Right. Now, we have enough money to cover all 4 of these, yes?
Yes, I believe so. Yep. Because we have not reimbursed, I don't think, any mini grants from the fall program.
Okay, so money.
Yes, so we would be good for these ones.
Okay. So, I guess we can do one project at a time.
Surely.
Okay. The media, what's it called? Media Metro? Media
Transition Town Greater Media.
Transition Town. It's quite a mouthful.
I'll move that we approve funding for the Transition Town Media Project.
Excellent. Do I hear a second? I'll second
Wayne will
it.
second.
Okay, Wayne's going to second it. All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
Aye.
Next is
Northley High School,
Northley-
Northley Middle School.
Northley Middle School, the Butterfly and Environmental Council.
I move that we approve funding for the Northley Middle School Pollinator Garden.
Excellent. Second?
Second that, Steve Beckley.
Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
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 The Newtown Township E-Council tags on 140 trees.
I move that we approve funding for the Newtown Township Tree Tagging Project.
Alrighty, thank you, Elaine. Second?
Second.
Who was that?
Steve Linville, second.
Okay, Steve Linville. Thank you, Steve. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
And do I have another question? What's going on? All right, next, the National Association of Land Trusts, right? 2 signages for bat boxes at the Brittany Preserve. Or
I
Brittany.
move that we approve funding for the North American Land Trust Bat Box Signage Project.
Excellent. And the second would be me. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
thank you. Alrighty, thanks everyone, and thanks for listing all of these so we have an idea of exactly what's going on here. Excellent, thank you, Karen. Okay, next we move on to the ACAP grant application. And I guess, is Dan Meloser here? No.
He is.
I'm here.
Yes.
Is he here?
I'm here. Thank you for having
Oh,
me.
there you are. It's hard with a little screen, you know.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, Dan.
of course. Karen and Cheryl, do you want me to just dive right in and give a description of the project and the application?
Sure. I think you've called into our board meetings before, but do you want to introduce yourself real quick and
Yeah.
just let everyone know why you're the one presenting this today?
Sure, of course.
Great,
Dan
thank you.
Meloser, I'm the agricultural team leader at Chester County Conservation District. We have an agreement with you guys to provide technical assistance and some administrative assistance as part of the ACAP program. So it's up to this point, we've done a number of outreach visits within Delaware County to promote the program. We have a few interested farmers, and I'm happy to say we finally have our first application. It's a bit of back and forth with Mr. Steve Conduit, who is the applicant, trying to get to what we want to do as far as his property. So a little background about the property. He has chickens as of now. He is an aspiring horse operator. They want to get a couple horses on the property. The property, a previous owner had horses there. The issue is that it sits very wet. There's drainage issues on the property. And rather than bring horses in and tear up the property, he would like to take care of that issue first and get that out of the way and make it a better situation for when he does bring horses on. So Lisa Walsh, who was our district agricultural engineer. She has since left our district, but she conducted an inventory and evaluation out at the site and put together a number of recommendations. The first is to change the fence line on the pasture to keep the horses further away from a stream that's there, to do a riparian buffer planting along the stream to soak up some water. So that's kind of the step one, and that's what this application is for, is to remove some dead trees, to change and install new fence, and to put in a riparian buffer. The second phase, potential phase, is to put in what we call a lined waterway or lined outlet to take the one major wet spot and to drain it towards the stream. That's something that we'll need to design and engineer. There's more to it, and that's my staff is going to be taking care of that. And it also gives us time to see if potentially if the trees and the fence situation kind of does enough that we don't need to do that. So it buys us a little time. So I talked to Mr. Conduit and convinced him that let's submit one application for the fence for the trees, and we'll see how it goes. And in the meantime, we can start working on a design for the lined waterway to alleviate further drainage issues if they still exist after we put in the trees. So that's the plan. So this application is for fence, new fence, removal of some dead trees, and to plant new trees.
All right. Sounds good to me. Alrighty, so
So Steve is requesting $35,633 to do this phase one of this project. I'm in support of it. I reviewed it. I visited the site a couple times with Lisa. I worked with her about it. And I've spoken with Dan about it as well. So we completed the ranking form. It's the only application we have, so we don't have anything to rank it against right now.
yay.
But if the board, would decide to move forward with funding this project, we would need a motion to do that.
Alrighty, it sounds like a great project to me. Who would like to make the motion? Okay, I'll make the motion. There we go. Let's get this moving along. And do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thanks, Ray. Okay. Any questions, whatever? Criticisms, whatever? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. I think this is a wonderful way to deal with it because hopefully your first stage will be a big bonus and it won't need so much money on the other side. So this is
Yep.
great.
That's what
Excellent.
I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
Thank
right,
you.
exactly. Thank you indeed. Well, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, you guys too.
All right. Okay, next up. Thank you so much for coming. Report from cooperating agencies. Beth is.
So Beth was promoted. She is now working at the state level. So we have a new regional. We have Wes here from NRCS, Wes Neal. So he will be stepping in for Beth.
All righty. Hi, Wes. Have we seen you before? We have, haven't we?
Yeah, a couple meetings.
Yeah, right. Well, it's nice to see you. So what are you going to tell us?
So I'll just be filling in for Beth until first week of June, and then somebody else will be in the acting position. I just wanted to give a quick update as far as what we're working on. We're looking at EQIP applications, our usual cost share assistance program, and that's just to help landowners with addressing resource concerns. We're working through a couple different programs with that right now. The new one this year is the Inflation Reduction Act Now program, and that allows us to enroll the applicant into a 5-year contract to help with cover cropping. And every year before this, they had to go above and beyond what they were doing in order to qualify for that program. So if they were already planting cover crops, they had to adopt a mix of saying that that's a higher environmental benefit. The benefit of this Inflation Reduction Act program that we have is that they don't have to change anything. So if they're planting a cover crop right now, they would still qualify for the program under this to have us pay for at least some of the cover crop continuing what they're doing. So we've seen a lot of interest in that. We did get one application for Delaware County, and we're working through that list right now. None of those have, and the one in Delaware hasn't been approved yet. We're still working the contract paperwork for that, but I think it's a good opportunity to both get some word out about the cover crops, the benefits of those, and to kind of reward the people that have been doing those for a while. Since we've gotten a lot of interest in it in the past, but sometimes the participant couldn't go to a mix or couldn't upgrade what they were doing. So this is a good opportunity for that. And other than that, we're just kind of working through our normal equip program. So I think those are the major updates that I have.
Good, thanks, Wes. It's a great idea. You're getting them to get involved in this, or pay for this early so that they won't have to do it later. Excellent. No debt hanging over your head.
Right.
Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else have questions for Wes? This is a great deal. Thanks. Okay. Good. It was nice to see you. Next up is Shannon Davis. Shannon Davis. I see her. She's going to appear soon. Oh. She has a little empty square.
Can you guys hear me, see me?
We can hear you, but not see you. But as long as we can hear you, it's probably okay. You don't have to worry about it. Little flashes.
Okay. Can you see me now?
No.
So I don't know what's going on. There's
That's
always
right,
something. Okay, yeah.
These weird things happen.
I will just highlight a few things from the talking points, which you guys should have all received. Effective immediately, the 105 quarterly permit data submission reports will no longer be provided as Excel spreadsheets via email. All permitting data submitted via paper or PDF submissions will now be submitted using online forms. And some details on the new method are provided below. I won't go through all of them. And the 105 program held a kickoff webinar on March 25th. For all the delegated districts, and there will be another webinar on April 8th from 8:30 to 9:30 for those that have missed the first webinar. There is a revised erosion and sediment control FAQ that was uploaded to PADEP Clean Water Academy on March 20th. And that can be found at the link below, and the updated document includes clarification regarding ag activities under FAQ number 5, clearly indicating when earth disturbance on ag operations should be considered as part as an NPDES permit. And then moving along, on March 12th, the SCC State Conservation Commission approved funding levels for fiscal year 24 and 25 of the Act 38, Chapter 91 Delegation Agreement. Conservation District packets containing all required forms were emailed to district managers on Monday, March 18th. Completed forms and budget worksheets should return to Brady Sealy by May 1st. Payback program, the payback initiative went into effect on November 1st, 2023. This policy indicates that if a permit review timeframes are not met, applicants may request a refund of permit fees. And there's a little bit more information that I won't go into as well on page 2. And then there's a budget and actual staff salary benefits spreadsheet. And I don't believe that you guys completed it yet, Karen. But this spreadsheet uses a budget tab and actual tab to track and display each individual staff position salary and benefits and corresponding funds to support it. A few details are also listed below, and each district will participate in a live training to upload their data and learn how to use the system. So please contact Jackie Kerstetter to set that up and make those arrangements. There is a Chapter 102 basic technical training that is now open, and it will take place May 20th to 24th in the Red Lion, Harrisburg, Hershey, and Harrisburg. The training is appropriate for individuals who are new or relatively new to their position, have never taken a similar training, would like a refresher, or would like guidance and skill enhancement for field inspections. And then also listed below, I mentioned last month, the 2024 dirt gravel low volume road program trainings are listed below. And just a reminder about the statement of financial interest are due by May 1st. And that is all I believe I have for you guys today.
That was a pretty good list.
Yes, a lot this month. Not even narrowed it down.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, this is a lot happening. Spring is opening up, you know. So thanks, Shannon. This is good.
Yes.
So now we're up to date. So we can follow up on your talking points, right? Excellent. Thank you. Anything else you'd like to add? Wherever you are.
Nope, that's everything.
Okay. Thanks so much, Shannon. Be nice to see you next time.
Yes.
Alrighty. Okay, next up is Conservation District Manager's Report. Karen?
Yeah, you all should have a copy of my report. I'll highlight a couple things in here. Like I mentioned, we did interview 2 summer intern candidates and 2 watershed specialists, and we selected both of those positions. I worked with Chester County Conservation District a couple times on ACAP reporting and the grant application review for Mr. Conduit. I am working on coordinating the 2024 Envirothon. So once again, it'll be held at Ridley Creek State Park. The Envirothon date this year is Tuesday, April 30th. We do have our station leaders all set and ready to go. And I believe I just got 2 registration forms today. So we will have at least 4 teams participating this year from 2 different high schools, possibly more. But as of now, we have 4 participating teams. So that's exciting.
And they're all winners.
That's right, yes. I spent a lot of time working with the Chief Sustainability Officer and the Director of Sustainability Budget to work out these personnel action items for County Council and get those ready for them. Like I mentioned before, I wanted to mention that Michelle and I attended the PACD region meeting, so we had an opportunity to meet with Brenda, the director of PACD, and Piper, our representative for the Southeast region. So they cleared up some of our concerns as far as the financial issues go that Ed had brought up a couple months ago. And it sounds like they are working very well with DEP to try to alleviate those financial shortcomings that they were up against as a result of their grant management. So, as we made a motion earlier in the agenda, I felt comfortable paying our dues.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and it allows us to, with this change in leadership, to start off on the right foot with PACD. So I felt very comfortable doing that after attending that meeting and speaking with Brenda and Piper and hearing input from all the other Southeast district managers. I attended an administrative conference meeting for Upper Darby School District for their transportation and facilities building renovations. I'm sure Ari will mention that during his staff report, but that was enlightening to be able to attend one of those. And I think Ari did a really, really great job with facilitating that. So I'll let him talk more about that in his staff report, but for now, I think that is all that I wanted to highlight in my report, unless there are any questions.
I'm interested, because I live there, the guidance that Radnor Township, you gave it to a resident in Radnor Township, huh? They should be giving it to everybody.
I'm sorry, what's that, Cheryl?
There's a line here that says, let's see, provided Chapter 105 permit guidance to Radnor Township resident. I said, I was hoping it was for everybody and not just a resident.
Yes. It was an interesting visit because I was called out there to look at your typical stream bank erosion that's getting, dangerously close to someone's house.
Right.
So I was taking a look at that, and I looked at the stream farther up that goes through everyone else's properties, and there were no trees.
Right.
So there's definitely a need for some riparian buffers along there. So, I asked him to speak with his neighbors and share some of the information that I provided to him as well. Try to shift that mindset of mowing up to the stream bank.
Excellent. They certainly need it. Alrighty, anything else? Nope, oh good. Thank you very much, Karen. I know you've had your hands full here, so this is good. Next up, speaking of hands full, Michelle.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, so you have a copy of my report. As you can see, there were a lot of meetings. So just to summarize, there were a few follow-up technical review comment meetings to discuss the comments that Ed had made in his previous reviews. There were a handful of pre-application meetings. Some that involved the Southeast region of DEP. There were a couple pre-construction meetings held on site. And then Karen highlighted some of the activities that we both participated in, a few DEP trainings, and then Ari and I, we judged the environmental science category at the Delaware County Science Fair this year, held at the intermediate unit in Morton. And I think that was the main listing of activities. A few permits on here, a few I've worked on, but letters were not completed by the end of the month. So they'll be on my next board report. And then completed 5 technical reviews. Probably 2 or 3 were follow-up reviews and 3 were new ones. So just trying to stay ahead on them. And that's all I have to highlight, unless anyone has questions.
Yeah, it looks like you were pretty busy.
Yeah, March was full.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, thanks so much.
Yep,
Michelle.
no problem. Thanks, Cheryl.
Okay, next up, Ari.
Same thing as Michelle, just a lot of meetings, different meetings. 1 or 2 the same, but very busy month. The science fair was interesting. I never judged a science fair in the past, and it's really cool to see some of the things that these kids are doing and just how technical it can get. And then some meetings to go over some incompleteness stuff that have been dragging the last couple of months. And then, as Karen had mentioned, there was an administrative conference with the Upper Darby School District. They have a project out in Upper Darby, the facilities and transportation renovation, where it was a constant reporting of the same violations over and over and over again, and them just not seeming to understand their responsibility to maintain the ENS plan that was approved, and just a disregard for that. So I think that hopefully we want it to be a learning process, because there's other permits that the school district is applying for, and it would be great to see efforts made towards responding to our reports when they go out to them to try, because the point of the reports is to avoid a conference in the first place. So if you're not addressing the assistance measures from my reports, it's ultimately what it's going to lead to. So I'm hoping that that's the message that was put across. Like, the reports are there to help them to avoid incurring fines. So that's my hope in the long run. But yeah, if you have any questions or want any further clarification about that meeting or any of the other meetings, you have my report. Please feel free to go ahead and ask.
Okay. Well, getting people to do what you've asked them to do is always a problem. I think it's a universal problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not, and it's not even me asking, it's the permit, you know,
Oh, yeah, right,
that's,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think we all recognize that you're standing on firm ground here. It's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're just shooting things out, but it is amazing. So thanks for trying.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Yes, exactly. Anything else?
No, that's about it. Just trying to keep up with the reviews, and I'm still doing the second technical review, so things that Ed had reviewed before he left, I'm wrapping up on. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to report.
Good job. Thanks, Ari.
Thank you.
Okay, Carmen, where's Carmen? Is she here? I didn't see her.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, there, I can see you now too. Alrighty. All right.
I don't have anything out of the ordinary to report on. I attended the meeting with Ari as well, and I think he did a great job with that. I think we're all doing a good job transitioning this month with everything going on. Karen's been doing a really good job communicating with all of us and taking the reins, so give her props for that.
Excellent. Very good. So no problems for you so far, huh? Looks like you're just keeping up the pace, right?
Yep.
Okay, good job. Thanks so much, Carmen. Very good. Alrighty. Back to my first page, which is the last page. And I think there's nothing more to say. So would someone, I don't know who, like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Yay, good job. We can always count on you.
Yeah.
And Elaine.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Second.
Okay, and remember that we'll be meeting on May 7th, same time, hopefully same station if the area gets cleared here. And everybody knows that the